Thomas Hamilton looked up at a drizzling April sky in 1740 and growled to his amiable new friend, "Does it always rain this way here?" Peter smiled. "Oh, no, sometimes it rains and hails." "What do you do then in such weather?" Hamilton said. Laid-back Peter Stevens, head of the first and then only family of Harpers Ferry, called then the Hole, said, "Well, I don't do much but generally let it rain on." And he winked. Hamilton liked this guy. And when the sun came out later that day, and they took a walk in this paradise called the Garden of Virginia, he decided to become Stephen's neighbor, buying a 300-acre forest and meadowland 3 miles up the Potomac. The large stones that the frozen ground pushed to the surface were piled. The children of the families helping with the house raising giggled as they walked back and forth in the water-filled mud hole, breaking down the layer of clay that had been uncovered there, making it into the stuff that went between the logs and the walls of the house and around the foundation that was made of recovered field stones. Now Hamilton, Peter Stevens, and the crew of the neighbors began to build the Hamilton's house, chopping down the massive oak trees of that great terminal forest. The biggest trees, the 4-foot diameter trees, would split slowly over time, where wedges were pounded into their awesome barkless girth. In spring, the bark was loose on the trees. Woodsmen generally fell trees about 18 inches in diameter to make the floor. This is according to local historian Joseph Doddridge. So if the house was 20 feet across, each tree would be cut down to 10-foot lengths. The dead branches and other things were thrown into a fire and burned down to potash to use as fertilizer and was always saleable. Trees became square timbers or puncheons, floorboards, and this was done first by whacking vertical cuts or scores in intervals along each of the 4 sides of the tree, with chalk lines showing the 4 squared corners. And then, with skilled, measured strokes, the man with the broad axe hewed each tree complete, one about every hour or 2. Meantime, while all of this was going on, the chief carpenter in the crew went tree shopping for only very straight-grained trees for the clapboards to cover the roof. And once felled and hauled in and then made into 4-foot lengths, they were then cut into 5-inch wide overlapping roofing boards. Ooh.